That's what I want that is going to be this week. So let's jump into that.
Gimme, I need.
Don't need it.
Gimme, I need.
Don't tell me.
You know, Too Loud, you can make it like a 0.5 episode too.
Yeah, I could make it a 0.5, and I probably will.
Hey, just cut out where I say F you, Hambo.
They did add an extra syllable.
Yeah,
Probably.
I've already started into this bottle, and I'm on like, I don't even know.
So if you're just tuning in on our 0.5 episode, we've been drinking for 2 hours, so forgive us.
And we haven't even talked about Destiny yet.
And we haven't even talked about Destiny yet.
No, we haven't. So we're gonna jump into some Destiny talk, and let's do it with. I don't even know what to say. I mean, Hambone, you said this was your favorite part of E3.
Yeah.
Destiny was obviously. We all know we're all huge Destiny fans. I mean, I agree with you. It's probably one of my favorite parts of E3.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. I mean, this Destiny Vidoc that came out for the Taken King expansion, if you're laying under a rock but you listen to this podcast and you don't know what's going on, the Taken King is coming out. It's the next expansion by Bungie on September 15th, 2015. That means in just a few months, you are going to get to see this. It is the mark and the beginning of year 2 for Destiny so that means, guys, guess what? We have 9 years, 9 more years of Destiny coming our way. The Destiny Vidoc, Mark Noseworthy is the executive producer of the Taken King. He starts this Vidoc off. I just want to, jump into talking about this. Some of the major things here. You guys all have my notes for things that they talked about here. And the first thing is, we're going to see Oryx, who's the Ancient King. Mm-hmm. He's coming for one purpose, guys. To get revenge on us for killing his son Crota. And No Zero, you loved how they killed Crota in the Vidoc, didn't you?
I did. I said that they should kick that Titan right out of the raid group, because if you watch the Vidoc, or I think it was the trailer, he runs up. Crota is not even DPS down. Crota's standing up. Like, what kind of crappy raid person do you have with you? He didn't call for DPS. Crota's standing up, and he's going guns a-blazing with his sword out.
We've been drinking for 2 hours, and No Zero is still upset. He's very passionate tonight. And here's the deal. Like, we actually asked a Bungie employee, a friend of ours, cough, cough, that we mentioned this to him last night in this right, Hambo. We mentioned this to him last night, and he's like, actually, the real video is he's getting DPS right as the sword bearer is running up. And if you look at the Vidoc, not the trailer, but if you look at the Vidoc, you can see it happening. It's a split second. You can see him start to kneel down as soon as he's swinging at him.
I thought what they were doing is they couldn't actually get a full, because Crota's still broken, so they're like, we got to fix this, but we need to make this video.
They just got somebody to run up with a sword.
They're like, just get him to run up with a sword. He's broken, we know it. We'll fix it later.
Well, Oryx is coming to kill you.
JK, Bungie.
JK.
you get to go. You get to go to Phobos, and Phobos is going to be a Cabal base. So hey, look, we said last week we want new real estate. We got new real estate, brothers and sisters.
And it's on Phobos.
And it's on Phobos.
Of all places, like Zero's favorite place to mention. If you're in chat, you know the Phobos command. So, right. Yeah, I'm sure Zero, you were thrilled about that crap.
Dude, I lost my crap when they said that. But not because of anything, not because of oh, I want to go to Phobos so bad. I was just like, dude, this has become my thing. Phobos was my thing. It blew up on Twitter, and now that's where we get to go. I'm like, yes, suck it.
Phobos.
Yeah, it's true. And then, obviously, the thing that they say, which looks really cool to me, like we said, new real estate, is that, they say there's a distress signal coming from Phobos. They're not sure what it is, but it's evident that the Cabal is not leading an invasion. Instead, they are fleeing from an enemy. That's really cool to me, right? It's all of a sudden we're seeing something different. We're seeing another enemy attacking another enemy, and therefore, here we go. We're seeing a different aspect of the game to us in multiple ways. So to me, it's very, very interesting. And then you have the environment that looks different than any other environment we've been in. It's like looks like it's just recently been under attack instead of like all these, older ancient areas that we've seen, that have either been taken over for a period of time, or whatever it would be. So, and then Oryx is bringing the Taken with him. What do you guys think about this new Taken, the new enemy?
I'm 50-50 on it. I'm loving the fact that there is a new enemy, but I'm not
really
necessarily loving the fact that they're actually just old enemies with new abilities. So
okay, but that's Bungie for you.
Right. No, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And that's what I'm
Wait
saying.
a minute.
I'm not like
they're new enemies,
like the Flood.
Right.
They're new enemies.
So,
I mean,
like the ships, like the new guns, everything.
Everything about Taken King, I'm in, and I love the fact that even though they're recycled enemies, they have new mechanics, and they're going to be twitching and doing all types of crazy stuff.
Well,
so
yeah,
that's
I mean,
sweet.
They look cool.
For those that haven't seen it or don't know what it is or didn't catch it, they basically are combatants been ripped out of our dimension. They say they have new powers, new abilities, harder enemies, more alien-like. Is one thing that they said. Supernatural flame burning from the inside out, and their will has been erased. So I think they keep throwing this word away like the will of Crota.
Sounds exactly like Hambone's Dream Girl.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Get it.
Wow.
Yeah. Just go ahead, just dropping it. Just wow. It hurt so bad that I don't even know how to respond. So I'm just gonna sit here.
So Hambone wishes for someone that their will has been erased and they twitch a lot.
Yeah. No, dude. I'm just
If
saying.
you know that
Like
girl, please,
sounds like a mail
please
order
have her send
bride.
an email to
sit there and you like it.
Ryan at amosisgaming.com, and we'll make sure to hook him up on a good date.
Gosh, dude. Yeah, I just need your will to be broken. Expect nothing, okay? If you expect nothing, I will surprise the crap out of you. So yeah, that's a good spot to start. Moving on.
Well,
Hey, Destiny.
David, we always talk about the feel of games, and one thing they talk about is the urgency of this, right? So what's really exciting to me is it looks like they're pushing this along. It makes you feel like Luke Smith said, we want you to stop him because we want to wear his ass like a hat. All right. So and he says the whole time you feel this urgency, right? You feel like hey, we got to do this. We're together. We're a team. And we're doing this thing, and I think it's really cool that they took the feel of what's going on into perspective of this new expansion, not just like, hey, here's another story, whatever you feel like.
Yeah, I like.
Hopefully that asshat's big enough to cover the spoiler that's on the Titan helmet. That's all I guess.
The thing that I really like is so they have the epic music, of course, but I really like the fact that it's like I lost my train of thought because of the whole ass cap thing.
Ass hats make you lose your train of thought.
No, but I feel like when with Oryx and all that, it's like it has that feeling of like you've played around with powerful enemies. You're about to experience a god. Like this thing is something you're not ready for, and you can't possibly be ready for it. But here he is. And you killed his son. Like it's like I don't know. The trailer to me felt really eerie to an extent. Like I was like, oh man, it's like something's happening in the universe and we've had a stake in it. I don't know. I'm really hoping they bring it with the story. I've heard a lot of good things from people saying stuff on YouTube videos from what they got to play of the first mission and stuff like that. They, a lot of stuff saying the Bungie stepped the storytelling up to 11 and stuff like that. So it makes me very happy because it definitely feels like we by going and killing Crota, we started with a stir in the universe, and now we're about to feel the ramifications of that stir.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it does look very exciting, man. I mean, you say that, and one thing that Luke Smith says is he says rooms that begin to feel like bosses. So these are just single rooms that you're playing. They begin to feel like bosses, but they're like a tip into the next direction we're about to go. So not even this expansion. So like, however awesome, Brian, this expansion is, this is a tip in the direction they're about to go.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, where it goes from here is going to be epic. It can only get epic from here. It can't go. I mean, it could, but I really feel like they understand. Stop that. They understand the level that we expect from them and what we need in order to feel satiated, if you will. And I think they're gonna get it. I really think they've gotten it, and I will be playing the crap out of Taken King.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
I mean, rooms that begin to feel like bosses. I mean, that's exciting to me because it's like it's intriguing, right, for the PvE side of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that fire team really, the other new destinations you're going to, new real estate, is the Dreadnought. I believe that's what they called it. The Dreadnought is the castle in the sky, floating fortress, evil mausoleum, puzzles to discover. Did you see the part on the trailer where the Titan jumps, and when he jumps, like all of a sudden the steps appear underneath?
Yes. Oh, I want to do it. There's gonna be who were we playing with yesterday? It was like there's gonna be a lot of death, because people are just gonna be jumping off. Like, is this the spot from the trailer? Like,
it's over here, guys.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of deaths. Guardian down.
Hopefully, Bungie really trolls us, and they don't put a checkpoint near that area. So people are like, "This is it. This is it. We jump over here. I saw it on the trailer." Oh my god!
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of deaths going on, man. A lot of deaths going on in that thing.
The only thing that was missing from that trailer is I wish it would have been like, "An Oryx is pissed because you locked his son on his knees." So hopefully there's a point that he gets stuck on his knees and everybody's like, "We did it! We cheesed him!" And everybody runs up and he just flattens us. Like, I would love it if they would troll us in some way, like for all the ways we try to cheese.
Hey, speak of that, like one of the things that I actually mentioned in 0 was they say that we're gonna go for the new abilities, right, that are coming out. They say that you're gonna go through, you're gonna discover these new abilities. You're gonna go on a quest. Is what they said, a quest to discover these new abilities, and because you're not powerful enough to take on Oryx, right? Everybody, the Vanguard, and everybody discovers, the city and the Vanguard realize that they're not powerful enough to take on Oryx. So I told Hambun this. I said, how cool would it be if you go on missions that almost, when you complete them, they feel like you failed them, right? Mm-hmm. You weren't strong enough to get there, so you failed them, and that's a totally different aspect than we've ever felt in Destiny. But how cool would that be?
I think it would be awesome.
I think it would be cool. Maybe not even just a failure type thing. Maybe if they took it in a way where we had a very distinct goal to our mission, but that's kind of the playful deception of Oryx, is like he made us believe like we needed to take care of this thing, but realize once we've taken care of that thing, that in his grand scheme, he's playing chess, we're playing checkers. We actually assisted him, or something along those lines. So in our eyes, it's very much a fail, but it, has a push to the story. Like, we thought it was the right thing, but it wasn't.
Right. Obviously there's multiple storylines, because like I said, you go on these quests, you're going to Phobos, you're going to Dreadnought. Man, it seems, just take those 3 things, dude. This is more content that we've gotten in the last 2 expansions.
But how expansive will it be? And that's what I want to know. And I think that's what we were talking about, Troy, was how much of a quest is it? Is it a quest and like similar to what we've already experienced, or is it going to be a legitimate quest? You know what I mean? Like,
well, like he says, Luke Smith says they got a bunch of new strikes.
A bunch.
Like, I don't know how many a bunch is, but usually when I think a bunch, I'm like, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And so, like, if they have that many strikes, how many, even if they have 5 new strikes, say they have 5. If they have 5 new strikes, how many, we know how much, it's basically like, what, 1 strike per, like, maybe 4 or 5 missions, usually, right? So, like if you think about it, if this is 20 missions long, how sufficed are you, Ambo?
Oh, I'm super sufficed. Like, at that point, I'm good. And that's what I mean. Like, already just where we are with Hal, there's stuff that I don't get to do every week if I'm not on my tryhard. You know what I mean? So
Shiv said 35 quest slots, 25 bounty slots.
That's a lot of slots.
Oh, yeah. We kind of... Okay, so we got a little bit of extended
Please
play.
Elaborate what happened at E3.
Yes.
Isn't that why you brought me here, though?
Kind of why we wanted you here.
We wanted to use you for your E3 experience.
Okay. Well, I'm saving it all for you guys. Like, that's why... So we kind of got some extended play on the Mayhem mode. Thank you, Shacker. He's on Twitter as well. But he was in that booth and he let us play for 3 rounds. Well, actually, it was 3 times, so 6 rounds. So it was really fun. And so we were kind of looking around at stuff. And yeah, that's what Chiv said. It was showing that, and we got to look at the gear because you only get to play 2 rounds. But because we were there, we were searching through everything, looking at the gear, looking at the weapons and stuff like that.
Right.
Witch Doctor in the chat just said, "What if every quest is 1 upgrade for your new subclass?" You think that's possible?
I don't know.
David shaking his head no. Elaborate, Zero. Why not?
Because from my understanding, there's 10 new raw levels of experience to compensate for having to level up a new subclass.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's 10 raw levels that you have to gain with experience. And from my understanding, it sounds like the light level is going to be 50, or like the max level's 50 at light level. And
the base level is 30, right? It's
base
moved
level
up
will
10.
move up to 30, right? And the reason for the 50 number is people were saying, like, during the trailer, if you watch when they're talking about multiplayer, or I'm sorry, in the Vidoc, or even in the multiplayer, or when they were doing the trailer, like, they show people dying, and they pause frame, and you see light level 45, 49 was the highest that we saw. And so people think that Bungie will go with a round number of 50, and it'll probably be like level 50 as where we'll be at.
Yeah, DBM Gamer in the chat says I think it will be XP based also. So
yeah, and Chiv is also confirming that it's still going to be XP based.
Well,
so yeah,
just based off how, if nothing else, based off of how subclasses are structured, like, it would be one thing if you could have a quest that meant something to the subclass. Like, maybe you get a quest and then you do another quest and it kind of, now you have the super for that quest. Like, where it's actually something substantial that kind of explains itself to the subclass. But, like, you do a quest and now you can go with the agility build on your subclass. Like, how would you explain that with story? You can't.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's going to be a lot of content though to answer your question, Hambo. And I really do. I think Bungie's been really good. They've proven it to this point. They've been really good at listening to us. I don't think they're going to ask for your money unless they have something really substantial to give you, especially if it's $40, like everybody's saying.
Right.
I just don't want to hear a single NPC in this game say, "I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain."
I want all of them to say that.
I don't.
Well,
I want
like
all of them to have time and explain.
Wow. Well,
yeah, David is on fire tonight.
Before we go past this, though, I mean, technically, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what we have is quests now in Destiny, whatever we're at with House of Wolves and everything, is like the Thorn Bounty is like a quest, right?
That's a bounty.
I know, I understand that it is a bounty.
But essentially, it's a quest line.
It's also
but essentially, we're doing multiple things in order to fulfill that bounty. Is that what these quests are? Can anybody elaborate on that? On these 35 quest slots?
That's what I was saying, Josh. Like, how much of a quest is it? Like, is it 2 minutes where you can go
35 quest slots and 25 bounty slots.
Right, but
can you elaborate? Like, how does that work? Because what he's saying is, like, if you get a quest from the Queen right now, it goes in the same slots your bounty slots go in.
Well, see, that's what I was trying to say, but didn't say it very well. We were only just poking around.
Oh,
they didn't tell us. I didn't explain very well. What I meant was, that we were just going through the menus and looking at it. We saw those slots. We weren't explained what those slots were.
So you saw a slot area for quests and a slot area for bounties.
Exactly.
So does that answer your question, Josh? You have 2 separate areas now.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I am stoked for, because that's what I want. I want some really long tail things in Destiny that are like, you need to do. I think we talked about it. Like, you've got to spend, you got to do 40 patrol or 40 public events or something that's going to take you days. Right? Like, I want to see that stuff and be able to carry it. That's great.
I agree.
And 25 bounties, I think that's super good, because I know a lot of us don't need to do any of the Eris bounties, but if you're trying to level up a gun real quick, you can go and grab her stuff and it will still level that gear. And if we can hit the tower and the reef and possibly Mercury and grab all the bounties from those places and carry them all at one time, that's going to make it's a quality of life right?
Yeah.
It just makes it's just a little bit better.
Along that line, I want more freaking bounties. Like, I still don't understand why the Reef can't have a different
I
set of
guarantee
bounties.
you're gonna get more bounties.
Give me some more bounties. Give me more. I want them.
Give me more.
I guarantee
Dude,
you're
I
gonna
have
see
so
new
much to
bounties.
still do in this game that I don't even worry about, like, do I have enough bounties? I don't know what you're
Well,
doing.
the only thing I think the thing Brian's trying to say is not necessarily the fact that he wants more to do bounty wise. He just wants a variation in his bounties. He wants
Yeah, I agree.
you know, instead of kill 25 Titans today, kill 25 Warlocks. Like, give him some more flavor. He wants more flavors.
Exactly. I need more flavor. And
He
if
needs
you
it to
think
be like
about
Baskin Robbins, and right now it's
I
like
need
an
31
80s.
flavors. I don't understand. Like, there are reasons why you have to go to the tower. If you want materials, you have to go to the tower. If you want to reforge a gun, you have to go to the tower. Other than PoE and Trials of Osiris, there's no real reason to go to the Reef. So my whole thing is, like, anytime I load up or somebody's like, oh, I need to go turn in bounties, I load up the tower. Give me a reason to go to the Reef other than when I'm playing Trials or PoE and make it a different set of bounties. I don't even care if it's yesterday's bounties. So if you were a person that couldn't get on, yesterday's bounties are at the Reef and today's bounties are at the tower. I don't care. Just give me more freaking bounties to choose from than what it is, especially if you're a person that focuses on one aspect.
Well, I'll tell you.
game.
I'll tell you why you're going to have more bounties, and that's because you're going to have new abilities too. Right.
Level
So start seeing different bounties for, you know, different things, whether it be, you know, get this many kills as, you know, this type of warlock or this type of hunter, right? And then you're gonna have to switch, and maybe you'll be switching multiple times during the day to try to get that bounty set done. I don't know. I would also like some, you know how the cipher is like basically a bounty. It's an activity, a mission, whatever you want to call it, a quest per se. That takes a lot of time. I'm with Josh. I'd like to see some of those I can pick up weekly. Some weekly bounties. Give me a weekly bounty, right?
Monthly.
Takes a really long time
You know,
to
that
complete.
takes a long time to complete. A month, maybe even a monthly bounty. Maybe you're right, Josh. Maybe something that's like a lot of steps. Most people won't finish it, but hey, for those that play every day, here's something. You know, strive to do this every day. You know, put in a
Like
little
the
bit of
Elder
time.
Cipher.
Yeah.
Like the Elder Cipher. You could go.
Did I
What is it,
just
up
say
to
that?
5 days?
Did
I don't know. I was reading chat. I missed it.
Did I just say that?
He's like, I'm
So,
reading
yeah.
chat, and I just start talking.
Yeah.
That's all I
So
know.
I was outside. So if you just said that, I've just double confirmed it
rehashing.
for you too loud.
Thank you.
We are
Double
on
confirmed.
point.
How's the
Double confirmed.
how's the
Elder
double
Ciphers,
fisting
man.
going over there? How's the double fisting going?
The double fisting has led me to not knowing that you actually just said that. So
Yeah,
I think we're good.
I'm almost done with the beer. I've finished the deep Eddies, not the bottle.
Right? Okay.
I finished my squirt and deep Eddies ruby. So I'm with you. I'm with you.
Get it.
You
So
probably are a little bit close.
Probably. Probably.
Probably.
the
Oh my
you know
gosh.
the quest, like I said, the quests obviously maybe different you know, types of guardians, whatever, you know, different classes for your guardians. So the first, speak of that, the first of it is a Night Stalker Hunter. It's a support class now, is what they say. Void power, shoot a bow, it binds them to the ground. You know, I think this is going to be a blast to see the variation of this, you know, going on in even PvP and even, you know, No Zero, what did you say? This makes the hunter viable in PvE.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
some
so-
people were saying, like, as soon as we were talking about it, people were saying, like, oh, this doesn't look that exciting or whatever, or it's just a void version of Golden Gun or whatever. I was like, dude, they need viability in PvE, and maybe PvP guys aren't super stoked about the bow. I mean, who knows? We don't know the properties exactly yet, so there might be a PvP version.
It was really hard to, for me at least, it was really hard to actually kill anyone with that bow. There's a really small charge rate, so when you pull it back, so you're aimed onto someone and you charge it back like that, right? So by the time, at least in PvP, by the time you get there, they've moved, right? So you're trying to track onto them, and if you hit them dead on, they're dead. But I don't think most of the time you will, and it will. So it's definitely.
Did you
more
have it on
killing.
and it bind other people next to them?
Yes. Yeah.
How cool is
it's like
that?
an AOE. It's like an AOE. Yeah.
And
How
correct me
long
if
does
I'm-
it bind them? That's my question. How long is the bind holding on them?
I only played the hunter for 2 rounds. I can't remember.
I mean,
Yeah,
if it's
and-
the kind of thing that could hold them while like a warlock or a titan did their super on them while they're
it
stuck
is.
at a control point,
Yeah. Yeah, you can't
awesome.
really move. You can't, and you cannot grenade. You cannot melee. You can't even melee.
Oh wow.
You just are trying to get out, and you're really slow.
See, and inside of the perks, you can also there's an ability to follow up the gravity bow with 2 explosive bows that come after.
Chivlet's saying 15 seconds. I don't know if that's right.
15 seconds.
That seems like a really long time. But it takes less time to get out. But so maybe it stays there for 15 seconds. You know what I mean? But you're slowly moving out.
I just love the sound it makes when you pull it out.
Oh my
gosh.
I think that was off point.
I think so.
No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah. Wow. Well, the other thing that I will say is like it looked really cool because if you saw it in that Vidoc at the beginning where they show the Night Stalker, he like dashes sideways and rolls on the ground like it's a new jump or a new move for him. And so I think a lot of these, I think we're going to see something different for the Warlock and the Titan as well. I mean, what do you guys think? Did you see that, Hambo? I know you didn't see it. Did you finally see it the other day when I was telling you about it? Did you go back and watch that?
No, dude, I still have not seen it. I heard about it from like 4 different people, but no, I still didn't see it.
It's like a barrel roll, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, I will check it out after. I forgot to check it out before we got on.
Barrel roll.
Tinks, did you see it? I mean, were you able to do that when you had the Hunter?
I'm sorry, I was a little distracted by
you guys scrub my
foot
over here. Hey,
a barrel roll.
I was saying the jump in the Vidoc, you see the Hunter kind of jump to the side and then roll.
No idea. Sorry.
You didn't pull that one off.
Nope. Well, see, when nothing was leveled up. Nothing was leveled up. So you just have like when we were playing it, you just have like the base stuff. So I wouldn't have been able. We did.
I got you. And you didn't go read all the spots like a good.
Yes, I did on the Warlock because I played that one the most because it was super fun.
Oh, I'm excited to talk.
Yeah, shooting lightning. A mention of that. Shooting lightning out of your hands is the Warlock. It's a Stormcaller. What they mention as the Electric God. It's the art class for the Warlock. Electricity from hands. And what's crazy is like you glide along the ground as you're doing this. Like you're not running, you're not like jumping.
It's pretty slow. Yeah, and it feels pretty slow when you're using it. I'm like go. But one of the things was that's like what you were saying. I did read the perks on those, and one of them was you get a blink, and it's not. Okay, listen, hold on, because it's not like the jump. So you do get an extra blink in that skill tree, but it's only when you're supered. So when you're supered, you get that blink to move you forward, and I feel like it needs it. I really do because it is really slow. You see a Warlock doing that, you're like, I'm out of here.
What's the distance, though?
Oh, it's just like your gun. I mean, it's the distance is as far as you can. You're talking about the lightning,
like line of sight. It's like
you're talking about the blink.
No. We're talking about the lightning. Like how far the lightning out of its
yeah.
I mean, I would say, let me think. Yeah, like mid to far range. I mean, like an auto rifle. I didn't feel like an auto rifle. I didn't feel any much drop off when they were real super far away. Yeah, it's really good. The Warlock was my favorite by far.
Can you escape the lightning?
No.
So
it has a good auto for the feel that how I feel it. It has a good magnetism maybe or like auto aim or something, and yeah, it feels really good.
How can you like so when you're floating and you're super?
Mm-hmm.
If you can you still sprint? Like if you press in on sprint, do you still sprint?
No, it's I can't remember. I don't think so. I think you go the same. I think go the same speed.
Like it puts you in that state
in that mode.
I think you're just moving that way.
And I think that's cool.
Are the grenades for that one a lot like? Are they basically Titan grenades?
Can't remember the grenades for the Warlock.
Well, she didn't have the chance to really look at all the different ones.
Well, I understand that. I understand. I'm just trying to prod her to see what we can get.
Well, I also played each class. And I remember all of the nades being really OP. I remember the.
Well, I saw I was watching a video earlier, and the Hunters looks like basically like a purple flame, just kind of like seals off doors and stuff.
And one of them was like a line of fire. It was so cool. It was killing everything. That might have been the Hunter one too.
Did you say that all the grenades felt OP?
Hmm?
Because that's a thing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we want another repeat of a fusion grenade situation.
I'm
Where...
also
Dude,
playing Mayhem mode. I'm also playing Mayhem mode, so remember that
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
Keep that into that context.
Yeah, I mean, but like, I also think like they can fix that by making the respawn of nades in general just take longer.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Because
yeah,
I think if you
yeah.
if you throw a well placed nade, I mean, it should do some damage, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I get it.
No,
Warlock,
there's a difference between a well
sticks
placed
you...
grenade and a fusion grenade.
Yeah, but I understand. Like sometimes it's a good play when you open that door and a warlock sticks you with a nade. You're like crap, but like it's a good play. I get it. It's part of the class, and I think that's one thing you always have to take. Although if you listen to me stream, I'm always like, that's bull crap every time.
Right.
You know, like, oh my god, come on,
Get real with it.
You know, because I hate it, but there's that part of every class, I think, and I think as you look at Destiny in general. The classes, I think they're pretty well balanced because they all have that certain thing, right? It's like,
oh yeah,
you know, that's going on. Is it about the Warlock or is it about the Titan that you're about to say? Oh yeah,
it's about the Hunter.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me about the Hunter.
Okay, so when I would try to melee something that was a little bit too far, you know, like throwing knife distance, it would throw another nade. So there was like 2 nades.
Oh.
So I was like, have I been not playing Destiny for so long, getting ready for the E3 thing that I forgot which one was nade and which one was melee? But no, it has like two nades.
Is that the smoke thing?
So is it like a Liam Neeson coming at you for your melee?
It's exactly like a Liam Neeson. I don't know what you're talking about.
Axiom ball.
Oh, well, you know, she doesn't listen to the podcast when she's
right.
on it.
She's actually not a listener.
Duly noted.
Wow.
But are you talking
just
about
threw
the
yourself
smoke?
out
Is
into
that
the
what-
whole crowd. They're going to boo you off to never come back because they all know what Liam Neeson is the Warlock nade that chases you around.
The
Axiom ball. Yeah.
Oh, I remember when
Troy
David
uses
said that.
it
And
so much,
no,
he
no.
doesn't even
And
know.
Troy
It was
was
actually
like,
Hambone that said it, but
Oh,
okay. You definitely don't listen to the show.
I remember though. Okay.
I remember things.
Wow.
Okay. Bye guys. I'll see you never.
Stop about it.
Right?
No. We still got a Titan to cover.
Because I'll find you. And I will
So then we got the Sunbreaker Titan, which is a solo class for the Titan. It's like a huge DPS.
It looks
for the
awesome.
The
It
hammer.
was
Here's my
fun.
question: does the hammer? Here's my questions for you, Tinks. Does the hammer come back to you, or does it just reappear in your hand after you throw it?
Oh man, I
From
can't
the footage I
remember.
saw,
I want to say it reappears.
Okay, so it's not like you throw it out and if you like
No, it's not like a
decide to,
boomerang.
hit somebody else. Oh, dude,
No, it's not
I was
like a
hoping to like
boomerang.
go out and like if you move to the side, no zero. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
in
Bring it
League,
back through
it'd
somebody
bring it back
else.
and hit you. It hit somebody else on the way
Yeah.
back. And there also looks like there's like a charge or blink ability when you have the hammer activated. Like they were like
It's like a shoulder charge. It's like another.
but they were
shoulder charge.
farther distance than a normal shoulder
It's
charge.
in the skill tree. It's in the skill tree. It's one of the further down things probably that wasn't unlocked for them.
Right.
But
we didn't
right,
get
Troy.
to use it, but yeah, there was
It's
some
a
type of a
short
charge.
range teleport. It is definitely a short range
Oh
teleport
my god!
that is just like a shoulder charge. So it's like both.
You know,
so,
but it kind
yeah.
of needs it. It kind of needs it because it is sort of a melee. Like you can throw it, but there's all
because he's a tiny
kinda-
like this is my hammer.
It's
I'm
so
coming
slow.
up.
Right, I'm going with. And how funny is that it's a hammer? Like
Yeah.
I've been saying this for months now. Like Titans are like, this is my hammer, and then they come out in the next subclass as a freaking hammer.
This is my
I'm like,
bigger hammer.
Right,
It's
I got my
fire.
bigger hammer. Now I got my solar hammer. Like,
Okay, wait. Okay, wait.
I love
DB
how like
DB
all of you guys think that the Titan is like Arnold, like get to the chopper, come on, throw the hammer.
slow.
That
It is
slow and big.
for me, Hunter. Come on.
yeah, dude, that's exactly the Titan. But what I'm upset about is that he still has those baby T-Rex arms. You didn't get any type of extension. It's like you still get to like.
What do you want him to do? Put Stretch Armstrong as one
I
of
don't
the
know.
little...
Give me a different melee that allows me to have some type of range melee. And someone in chat earlier tonight was just saying about that. Like the Warlock now has a close quarters setup and under Stormcaller, and the Hunter now has a support setup. But Titans still don't have blink. They're the only class that still don't have blink, and they have no
short
type
teleport.
of
You
long.
just told me.
But that's only while super. It's not while like you're working your way up to the super, and they have no ranged melee attack. There is nothing they get that allows them to
The
extend
hammer.
their melee attack. But how does that help you when you're not super?
But dude,
you know what I mean?
You don't have to.
Hunters have throwing knives.
Not everybody
Warlocks
has
can
to
melee
have...
you across.
But those punches are so much more.
Yeah,
so much more damage.
If they punch you, they do a ton more damage.
Right.
Because you don't want a Titan blinking to somebody and melee. Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying I want it. I'm just saying
Titan,
I've noticed that people are saying, "What about the Titan? How does the Titan not have a blink?"
Is a tank, and it needs to feel that way.
Yeah.
It still needs to feel that way.
I think,
it needs to feel like a freaking big tank, just like, like you get hit by what the hell just happened.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing about these new supers, Hambone, is that like as you look at this and as Destiny moves forward, if they get into real big raid situations, right? There's gonna become a time when it's like, okay, we have to have this super for this particular area, or we cannot beat it, right? You're gonna have to have a Titan DPSing, grabbing aggro, whatever. Because if you've noticed in this game, there is aggro. There is such thing as aggro on a boss. The boss will focus the person doing the most damage to them at the time. And like as this goes on, this will continue. And I think like you have to have that Titan who is the tank. And I think these Guardians are going to build more into separate classes than seeming so close like they have, in vanilla per se. Yeah. And in the Dark Below, I think they've made small steps, but they're still making more steps closer to, what's going to be going on. In my opinion, I think that's what we're going to see. I think you're going to see these more need for certain classes when you go into stuff.
There's a couple of things I want to mention. The first thing is Mesa Sean on Twitter was talking with another Rezo member, RexMex47, and it says, at Mesa Sean, make sure to make a note to play as Blade Dancer / Voidwalker if ever against Mesa. And Mesa replied, if you run Blade Dancer, I'll club you over the head like a baby seal with my Sunbreaker hammer.
Wow.
And the other thing is, all these Sunbreaker weapons, and you guys, this is off point. I'm going to give you a fair warning right now. All of these Sunbreaker weapons have Nintendo roots. The Golden Gun goes back to GoldenEye.
Oh my gosh.
The Warlock throws fireballs like
Hurry
Mario.
up with this.
And the Hammer Bros, dude. Come on, right? We got all three. All three.
Goodness. I don't even want to continue that discussion. Let's jump over to the PvP modes real quick. Mayhem, which Miss Tinks was talking about. She's been playing Mayhem. Is supers deathmatch at 11, what they call it. Basically, like continuous supers, just craziness. Was it fun, Tinks, to play?
It was really fun. Like I'm with like the majority where I'm like no supers in PvP, please. But it was a really fun game mode. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. The supers were really quick, but the nades were what were really awesome, because I think it was like every 5 seconds it felt like you got a nade.
It's probably that mode. That mode is probably helping you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that what we're? Isn't
yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's the
Just remember how much he's drank. Okay?
And he's been taking shots. You see him like cheersing the camera. He's like, "Here's another shot."
It's like, so do you like Mayhem? I bet you that mode is helping you.
Yeah. So, anyways,
the Mayhem is why you have more grenades. I'm sure.
You got Rift, which is Destiny's answer to the capture the flag.
Oh my gosh! Thank you, dude.
Capture the flag. I am happy about this, and I'm going to talk about it, but I'm also not happy about it. So Spark,
I thought it was more like Griff Ball, and that's why they called it Rift, but whatever. That's just my 2 cents.
No, I would agree with you with that.
Yeah, it actually is probably pretty close, bro.
I bet you that's probably what it is.
Spark is the item that you grab. Scoring the ball kills the surrounding enemies. So each team has like a basket, or whatever that you throw it in. You can somehow go backwards into it to score an extra point. But it kills.
We'll be doing that.
Kills the surrounding enemies. I'm not sure how it works. I'm guessing it works like a super does when you have it, right? You can you have it. You build it with super.
Or melee, maybe.
Like when you hold a relic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you hold a relic in the super builds, I'm guessing that's how it's going to work.
Well, no, when it scores, it's like the Titan just smashed the ground right there. is what happens.
Yeah, and you have, I'm interested to see how it marks the player on the map, right? No Zero, you know how like, and everybody that's played Halo knows this, like you can see where the guy holding the flag, which direction he's in. Is there going to be directional marks? Is there not going to be directional marks? You don't think so? You don't think there's going to be any?
I'm sorry, I was nodding because Shivlet said they call it rift because Mario goes through rifts into warp pipes, and I just couldn't believe that.
Oh no!
It showed it. I can tell you that it showed it. I was a little overwhelmed when I was playing it, but it did show where your teammates were.
Oh, so you got to play this too on top of Mayhem. You got to play Rift as well.
Only once though, and I was a little overwhelmed, and Pope was making fun of me because I was doing really bad, so I was kind of nervous, and I didn't really pay attention too much. But
yeah, don't worry, Pope makes fun of
when
that.
you have the spark, when you have the all spark from Transformers, what are you? What are you?
I can't tell you because I didn't get it.
Okay. All right. So that's what I want to see because that's a thing. Like I would rather it show up like as if you were crouching. That's how I would like it to show up on the map. Here's where the person with the spark was 5 seconds ago.
Okay, so from this, there's so many game types that could come. I mean, think about like a game type where the person with that goes really slow, or the person with the spark goes really fast. And what if everybody had sparks?
Yeah.
And you spawn with the spark, and you got to get to the other side without dying. And there's one person trying to stop everybody. I mean, this is like the ultimate thing for custom games. That like I cannot wait till we get that to do some stuff. Like even the bait. Like one game mode I think we might see as a special event is instead of a neutral spark that's in the middle of the map or whatever, like this was. That there's a spark on each side, right? And each team has to get to the spark to the other side. That's something that could definitely happen. But I mean,
is it staying around? That's my big question. Like, is this something that's going to be on rotation?
I think these two modes will not be on rotation. I think these will be 2 permanent modes
because elimination is gone.
Yeah, they're.
But elimination wasn't announced as part of the expansion. I mean, I know Trials of Osiris was, but these are game modes that are part of the expansion or part of the new game.
So you don't think even like Trials, they might say, hey, just on the weekends?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be like Clash and
think
Control.
These are going to be modes you go in and pick and play.
Yeah.
Good. No, I really hope so because Capture the Flag or Rift or however you want to call it, I'll probably spend a large amount of time
I really wanted
there.
a mode though, and this is what I was saying. Like, my only complaint about it is like I wanted that traditional Capture the Flag, see the guy running with the flag, watch him drop it mode. Like, they said this is their answer to Capture the Flag, so there's obviously no intent to ever put an actual flag in this game and carry it. And that kind of makes me sad. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me a little sad.
I don't know that I'd say ever, though. I mean, what they're doing is they're just experimenting with what's been done so much, right? Like, every first-person shooter comes out, and it's Capture the Flag, it's King of the Hill, it's...
Well, and they've been good at doing it. Like, look at Control. Control's a great game type that nobody else has ever had.
Yeah, and think about Halo Reach.
Spin on domination, but it's not the same.
Correct. But Halo Reach, didn't it have a game type where you had to collect things and then take them to a point?
Yeah, like, Skulls. It was Headhunter.
Yeah, Headhunter, right? That was different. It was kind of cool. And also, I wanted to backtrack just a little bit with that Hunter ability to roll. I wonder if it's going to feel like that roll in Halo Reach. That was it was one of your abilities that you could put on, like the jetpack and the armor lock or whatever. I wonder if that Hunter roll you were talking about, Troy, may end up kind of feeling or playing out like that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what all the trees are going to be like. That'll make it cool. The last thing here on this amazing Vidoc that I've probably watched 100 times. And literally, I think I watched it probably about 30 times. No Zero, I think you're about the same, you said.
I just kept hitting replay. I was like, oh my God.
Me too.
Oh my God. Oh my
I actually
God.
let it play.
Wait, did you see this? Did you see this?
Every language around the world. It was funny. Like, at the bottom, it would have all the
That's
different,
hilarious.
Different translations.
You're like sitting there. You came back to your desk. And it's like, and you're like, what the hell am I watching?
So, but Luke Smith said that they have amazing stuff with weapons that they're not even ready to talk about yet. We did see the Suros rocket launcher in the video that he shows. Go ahead.
Look at David.
It's not an exotic. It's a legendary.
Right.
And
that's a game changer.
there's the Suros. I'm sure people have seen the Suros pulse rifle, also legendary.
Right.
Cool thing about these weapons.
Yeah, I played with that pulse rifle. It is so good.
Hey, can you stop rubbing it in our face?
I'm only saying it. I'm only saying it because it's relevant. I'm only saying it because it's relevant. Okay.
I'm kidding with you.
I'm really not trying to rub it in. I swear. I wish you guys were there. But like, I played with it, and I do not like pulse rifles at all. Once I discovered that pulse rifle and I started playing with it, I did not go to the hand cannon. I didn't go to anything else that I usually play with it. It was so good.
She just kept singing, gimme, 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 I need.
Gimme, I need. I want it now.
The thing I want to talk up before we end is the weapons themselves. The perks are changing. So, like, I was telling Hambone earlier, like that Suros pulse rifle. Let's say you have your scopes for the first 3 dots, right? The next second dot area will have, like on the video I watched, had 2 dots. So you could choose, like, what's the perfect balance, or you could choose like small bore, so you could give your give and takes, or you could choose perfect balance, and then you could choose for the third instead of having 3 bubbles, it was a single one to fire in full auto mode, and then the next one was another 2 bubbles where it's like, oh, maybe it was a faster reload, or it was another thing that would give it.
Did you also see that weapons have light level now?
I saw that.
Weapons have a light armor. They have a light level.
Reforged?
I mean, dude,
and so do the class items. The class items have stats.
So, you know, if you want to know what's going on in the Destiny world, every week as we find out this information, keep tuning in here because we will.
It's going to be exciting because we're going to be getting trickles out. I mean, we got Bungie Day coming up in, like a week or two? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot about to happen with this. We're going to have a lot of information and content for the next several weeks till this comes out.
So, yeah, absolutely. I'm pumped, man. And I think you're right, Hambone. It got overlooked a little bit by some of the new stuff, but this was definitely one of the best things out of E3.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. They were like, hey, we've listened, and here it is.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just want to mention before we wrap this up that Nightblade did say armor reforging is a thing for sure. Like, I don't know if people caught that.
That's amazing.
Just like you can do your weapons, you will also be able to re-roll your armor and try to get better stats for intellect, strength, and discipline. DBM Gamer also says XP bonuses are coming in for gear, rep, and etc. and that type of stuff.
And he mentioned that they're bringing in weapon manufacturers, so that's why you're seeing guns that are like Suros and stuff like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, you better get ready, bro, because you're going to get a lot of content for your $40. In our case, the $80 since we're all buying the collector's one.
Already pre-ordered.
Have to. So, where'd you pre-order at? GameStop?
Yep.
That dumb girl didn't even know I didn't even know they had it whenever I went in there. She's like, I don't think we have this, sir.
Do you?
You're like, look again.
Right.
I tweeted out.
I would have literally pulled up the Bungie website and be like, look, it's right there. If they're doing it, you can do it.
She said, I can't find it in our system, sir. I did this yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
The guy was like, oh, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Followed by what's Destiny?
It's XP bonuses on the class items specifically. And I forgot about that. Like, yeah, that's one of the things
I told you the other night when I was reading the bundles. It's like there's going to be actual XP boosts. I was like, dude, think about that. It's an exotic class item.
So that means class items are actually
there's XP bonuses on that thing. Yeah. Like, think about that. There's XP bonuses on this thing.
Well, besides just building your reputation with somebody, it's actually going to do something.
Right.
So that's exciting.
Boom, boom.
Man, well, it has been a crazy long show.
3 hours.
Crazy long show. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. Thanks everybody in the chat that stuck around.
Yes.
As always, guys, thanks for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you rate us on iTunes, guys. All the iTunes reviews help us out a ton. Help people find our podcast. They're looking for Destiny news, looking for gaming news, and to talk about it. Check us out on youtube.com/AimAssistGaming. And, of course, twitch.tv/AimAssistGaming. And check out everybody that is there every week. Check out our Facebook at facebook.com/AimAssistGaming. Come show your love. Send us crazy pictures of what you're drinking. Share your E3 pictures if you went to E3, Tinks. And just come out and join the party. As always, guys, also check out Guardian Radio Network. You can check out tons of other great podcasts are over there. You have the Guardian Radio Show. TTL Party Chat, Warlock School, Guardian 1, Ghosts and Echoes. And also, guys, don't forget our Patreon, Patreon. We'll have it linked in the Twitch soon underneath the donate area and also on our website. You can go support us there. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for all the love and messages you guys send each week. And, you can always follow us on Twitter, Amos's Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter, TooLoudTX00, NOLXERO, Hambonedini, HAMBODINI, N64 Josh. That's what it is, N64 Josh. If you can't spell that, I'm sorry.
You must be a Titan.
Yeah, he must be a Titan.
Must be a Titan, yeah.
Tinks, TINKKZ. And Tinks also has her own Twitch page as well. She streams on from time to time. Twitch.tv/Tinks, TINKKZ. Jeez Louise, it's getting long. She says she loves everybody. And thanks again, everybody in chat for the stream tonight. Thanks for sticking around. Wow, this was a crazy long podcast. Thanks, Tinks, for going to E3 for us. I know it was a hard job. Wow.
Get it, girl.
Get it. Finally gets away. Until next time, guys. See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
Keep it real, Electric Eel.
I'm off the clock, Warlock.
I'm not much of a talker, but you can call me the Night Stalker.
What? Attaboy.
Phobos.
It might be that Mayhem mode that you're talking about.
I think you're talking about
Wait a minute.
Obsidian Mine.
Is that the Elder?
Obsidian Mine?